Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Terry and I'm a Cameroonian who currently lives in the United States of America. And like many others, not everybody, America can be for anybody, but it's not for everyone. And I'm one of those who actually despise living in the United States. And currently, the way the United States is set up, I know like it puts people on a lot of loans and everything. Unfortunately, I took a lot of student loans. So in this video, I want to talk about why you should never take student loans, because that is one thing that has made me stuck in the United States. And this is my journey, guys. You guys will see me in this channel just documenting my journey, how I'm going to pay off all my student loans and return back home to Cameroon and eventually travel around Africa. But my main goal is return back home, get a farmland and grow my own food, plant a lot of fruit trees. So at least I want to have a land, or maybe my ancestors' land, where I'll be at peace. When I die, you can bury me. I've noticed one thing about the US. I don't know if it's different from other states, but when you die, guys, they take you to a cemetery, like a public place, and bury you there. That means you cannot be buried in your backyard. If you although you buy a house, you can still not be buried in your backyard. Me, I don't understand that though. So that is the goal right now. I went to school in New York, went to high school in New York City, Harlem. It was a chartered school, and it was actually shit because I understood the power of indoctrinating ideas into people's mind, into people's head. The school that I went to was called Democracy Prep Harlem High School. Maybe this will not be relevant to my viewers or not, I don't know, but it's a charter school where you have to wear uniforms and you have to speak in volume 1 or volume 2, in a quiet way. It was so much of more of a black people going to school, and we have more white teachers, and what they would tell you, it really did not sync with my spirit, or let me say what I know as humans, what is right, because it kind of like they like taught us in an assumption that we were coming from an unstable background, or we are less privileged. If you look at someone and treat them like that, obviously they might feel like that. So but me, I wasn't, because in Harlem, maybe most people were like that, but me, I was just an immigrant, lost, coming to America and try to assimilate to the system. But like I said, even the education system, I did not like it. Even the environment, I did not like it. But the one thing that was also good with my school is that the teachers, they don't want us to take loans or take like college debt. So my first year I went to school almost debt free, but I dropped out of school because I did not like it. It wasn't what I wanted. Like I said, I always have this inspiration to do something business like farming, but I was pressured at home by family. Our family, they are very strict with going to school because that's what they know. So I went back to school, but I wanted to go away from my family, right? So funny enough, I took some student loans. Yeah, guys, student loans, dangerous. Right now I owe about, let's say, roughly about 30,000. And in this channel, you guys will see my journey, how I'm paying them off aggressively. After I get rid of this apartment, I have one more rent to be paying here, and once I finish, I'll be putting all of my rent money into my student loans. So in about 2 years, I believe I'll be done with my student loans. But then this will force me to like move into a car temporarily. But I don't think I'll ever have an apartment anymore, because anytime I have an apartment, the laws is always against me, and I'm not the type who like to conform to like the stupid standards. Like that pool that you see is always closed, and then they'll open it around 2, or maybe you have to go and find the person who opens the pool. What's the point paying for all of this nonsense when you cannot have access to it, or you have to beg for access to it? So student loans is very dangerous. I'll tell you a story of my cousin. He finished school. Some people, there are different type of student loans. This is my own. I even, according to me, is bad, but it's nothing compared to his own. maybe he has like double my own or even triple, right? So he owes about 80,000, maybe even you can say even 90 now, and he's struggling. Like, this is someone who will call me and beg for money for rent, because he's trying to, although he's a graduate, he's finished school, but like I said, in America, it's very easy to live paycheck to paycheck, because like I said, the biggest expense that Americans have is their apartments. This apartment that he's paying, I think he lives in Texas, he's paying about 1K in his apartment. He has 2 jobs, guys, 2 jobs. So by the time he eats, he wants to live a normal lifestyle. He's already struggling. Now you may be asking, what about jobs? Can he apply for jobs? Yes, he's looking for a better job, that is going to pay him so he can live better. But right now you can see the struggle that he's struggling. But then I will also say, yes, maybe he has to also think about, if he's struggling so much, he has to also cancel that apartment, and then try to find alternative ways actually to make more money also. But I guess everybody has their own different journey. Whatever he's going to do, that's on him. But if he asks me, I will tell him what I'm doing, and we can only tell people if they ask, advise them, but then they have the choice to live their own lives as they want, right? Let me stand under the shed for a little bit. So what is dangerous about student loans? Like I said, that my cousin, he's not even paying his own because it's already overwhelming for him. But me, I realized that once I started paying my own, when I pay my student loans, if you pay the minimum, because my student loans, imagine I went to school for 4 years, but they want me to pay student loans for 10 years. They say, oh, you can only pay 160 something, $61. That's how I started. And the more you finish, the more you pay it aggressively, they'll want you to pay lower and lower. Their goal is to make sure that you pay for maybe a longer amount of time, because once you pay for a longer amount of time, you are allowing interest to accrue every month, which is dangerous. That's why I say, if you can aggressively pay your student loans for 4 years, because you went to school for 4 years and took it for 4 years, why will you go and be educated and have a job, whether it's your degree or not? Why will you try to pay it for 10 years or 20 years? No, pay it for the 4 years that you took it, or more aggressively. Like me, I'm paying my own in 2 years. That's my plan. I don't know about any other person watching this video, but that is my advice. Pay off debt aggressively, get it over with, and that money you can use to have an investment. You can use now to maybe put a down payment on a house, which I don't advise people to buy a house in the United States. Like I said, if you buy a house, I don't think you'll be buried behind that house when you die, because that house can be easily taken away from you. The best way for me, my goal is to return back home to Africa, where I think that's my Eden. I'll be free, I'll be stress free. The weather there is good, the people there can talk. I can actually say hi to people and talk to my neighbors. Guys, funny enough, one day I was standing by and some lady was passing, a young girl. I was trying to ask, oh, do you live here? And it's already a fight. It was like, oh, she acted like I was like abusing her or something, just to be social. That's how hard and difficult it is to actually live in this generation in 2026 that we are living in right now. So the plan. If you have the plan, follow the plan. And it's not just me, so many people are in student loans, and that shows you how when I took my student loans, I was like 22 years old. Right now I'm 26. It just shows you that the American system, right, will allow people coming from high school to go to college. People are mostly 18, 17 years old. Oh, not 17, but 19 years old, to take loans to go to your dream college. They say, oh, it's an education, take it. People will take 30,000 loans. They'll sign off loans that they cannot pay off, or they don't know if they will pay off, or they don't know if they will finish school. That's my biggest concern too. I wasn't even confident that I will finish school, which I did not actually finish because I hated it. But guess what, guys? They will allow you to sign off that loans as young as you are. And guess what? It is very difficult to pay it, and they don't care if you're going to pay it. But guess what, guys? To sign off loans is allowed, but to drink alcohol, you have to be 21. Whoever is making these laws, bro, they know what they are doing. To drink alcohol is 21. What else do they do? To have sex, you have to be 18. That's publicly, because if you talk to someone apparently 17, however mature they are, they can say it's sexual harassment or whatever, what is happening here. Who is making these laws of society that is so difficult for people to just be free and to enjoy life? That is here for, we are here on earth to enjoy life. So getting in debt is one of the most dangerous things you can ever actually find yourself into. I am in debt, and the only way to get out of debt is by paying it off. There's no trying not to pay it and then you think that I'm gonna run back to Africa or something, because the interest rates keep accruing, right? You never know, maybe it can come back to me in the future at some point and harm me. Or some people think that the loans will be forgiven if they keep paying small for 20 years. That's all bullshit. I'm a man. I know how to take responsibility. I know how to take accountability for the actions, So follow me on this journey, and slowly but surely we are going to succeed, right? It's one day at a time, at which I can just snap my finger and everything comes into place. But it's like discipline, guys. You have to have discipline with everything. Discipline of paying off your debt, discipline of chasing your goals. Once you write them down, there's a saying that what gets measured gets done. Once I write my goals down, this is what I want to put into my debt every week. This is what I want to put into debt every month. And then you actually start doing it. You actually have confidence in that, right? That you actually can see progress, that everything is working out, right? No God is going to come and save you. Our people suffer 400 years of slavery, and we succeeded by fighting, and by fighting a war in order to be free. And I know, although we are free from the chains in our hands, but the mindset is still there. The mindset is still there. You see a black man right now in Africa, he's thinking about moving to America because that's his goal. His goal, because the education system from the colonizer is educating us to what? To come and study abroad. Why not stay and build our country? Why not stay and build our continent? Why not stay and build our land that our forefathers lived in it? Because that's us. We cannot change Africa. You cannot expect somebody who colonized you, somebody who came and steal your resources, to help you build your country. No, they will not. They will only do the things that benefit them. And we as Africans have to come together. We the people. The government is not going to give us the jobs. We have to create those opportunities for ourselves. We as a young generation or the older generation, whoever have that mentality, whoever have that mind, like I said, it's not for everybody, but whoever thinks that they have this calling to actually help their people is actually going to stay and help their people. It is what it is, right? And don't allow anybody to tell you that going overseas there's a greener pasture there. There's no greener pasture anywhere. I've seen a lot of Africans here. Some of them, yes, they are successful, but so many of them are struggling. You can't come to a foreign land that enslaved your ancestors and think that you strive. The system is not built for us to succeed. And the same system that was not built for us to succeed here in America is the same system that is going on in Africa. Because look, Cameroon was colonized by the British and French. So we are basically studying their curriculum, British and French education. We are not learning about our history. We are learning about William Shakespeare. We are learning about the